James Wilding, Academic Principal, Clare School, Maidenhead. It's Thursday evening, 6th of February. Just over 2 years after wonderful head teacher at Caversham Primary School, Ruth, chose to end her life. And her school was inspected the same week that mine was. And we both suffered the indignity of an inspectorate coming in and finding fault with our work. And when you've been as experienced a head teacher as I have for 42 years then, I found it devastating that everything that I could have done could be taken away from me because of a simple misunderstanding of how the education process works. Now, as it happens, I managed to repair the damage, take our inspectorate through judicial review, alternative dispute resolution, and we were given a completely clean bill of health a year later, and all is well at Clare's Court in Maidenhead. I've been actually a member of the National Association of Head Teachers since 1986. It's odd for a proprietor to speak this frankly about the fact that they love their union. They're particularly pleased with the support I get. And not that they could give me much support with the inspection struggle, because our inspectorate is a different brand of inspection from Ofsted. Is directly run by DFE through the Independent Schools Inspectorate. And as a general rule of thumb, our schools are as rigorously held to the Independent School Standards regulations than any other school in the UK. Now, the reason why I'm saying this today is that the news broke about Catherine Birbalsing's interview with Bridget Phillipson on Monday, supported by a colleague from her school. And Bridget answered absolutely nothing at all of any relevance that Catherine asked. And that's a terrible problem at the moment. Every time we ask questions, the response from politicians is gaslit word salad. It's terrible. It's unbelievable that you ask a straightforward question, they can't answer it. And it's so disastrous because when you see a new bill going through Parliament, as we've now got in education, it's extraordinary. I mean, Bridget knows nothing about education. She's never been involved in it other than as a student, a very successful student, going all the way up to the great elite university and beyond. But the trouble is, if you haven't actually worked in education, when somebody slips you the Mickey Finn, as the Marxist lot at DFE seem to have done, she said, oh yeah, we'll put this in. And there's a truck and trailer that's gone through with the new reform education bill going through that requires the most incredible scrutiny. We don't even know whether this bill is going to affect the independent sector. The most likelihood is they'll find a couple of hooks to sink us, actually, so we can't ever be independent again. Only 6% of the National Association of Head Teachers polled, published today, actually think this new proposals make any sense at all. I mean, let's be fair. If you are going to come into government and spend time working in education, you'd think you'd actually talk to us. And every time we see Birbalsing and Wilding and others talking to people like Phillipson, all we get back is garbage, nonsensical, party political word salad that says nothing about where we are. Why won't Phillipson actually remind everybody that the Michaela Academy is probably the best school, pound for pound, in the country? Except, of course, for the fact that they don't actually do so many things that kids want to do in school, and that's Catherine's choice. In the same way that another wonderful school in Westminster, the Westminster Academy, does brilliant stuff. I mean, it's really fabulous outcomes they get. And they're going to get more Cambridge professors, I guess, than anybody else will ever get, because they've literally got the whole of London to hoover up the most talented children into. Well done, the Westminster Academy. But you can't do anything useful there if you want to do engineering or food science or other elements of brilliant practical stuff that we lead the world in. And Michael Gove got rid of all that stuff because, of course, he's one of those people that genuinely thinks that the 19th century was better than the 21st century, and was designing as a programme whereby everybody could go back to the 19th century and just be servile and look at the people like Michael and toff their hats. So here we are, Thursday night, it's been an exhausting day again here in the world of education. I had another parents' evening, fabulous stuff going on with our girls in year 7. They're really excelling and pushing the boundaries in so many ways and loving the fact that they are refining themselves as people, being able to find the talents and things they could do. Sport, music, drama, art, technology. Of course, we've got fabulous English, maths, sciences, and all the hard stuff. French, German, Spanish go through the school like a stick of rock in the seaside. It's absolutely embedded in us, but we do all these other things as well. And that's why parents will choose an independent school, because we have and make those choices that we attract people who want what we want, in the same way that Michaela Academy does over in Wembley and Harris Academy does in Westminster. Bridget, why would you want to ignore 94% of head teachers? Why would you want to say, oh, I tell you what, we'll ask the parents? Well, parents are choosing our school. Why don't you think about asking the parents and the schools what would work and butt out? I quite like the fact that Anna Bolton has suggested that actually I could be in charge of the independent sector and Catherine in charge of the state sector, and let Bridget worry about the really struggling schools in the country that are in areas where ambition and hope is hard to find. But that's not missing in the 3 schools I mentioned, or in anything I've tried to say. We are incredibly happy where we are, that there's a great ambitious world ahead, and we've actually got a remarkable number of opportunities coming up in 25 and 26 to make a difference. In the meantime, Bridget, think about what we're saying, and if 94% of head teachers think that your new proposals are typical gaslit word salad from people who just want to get their world domination plans just a little bit nearer fruition, think that we might actually know something. Thanks. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.